What's going on, everybody? Today, I'm gonna make some tofu. I like tofu best when it's not trying to be chicken or fish. I like tofu for what it is. And this is one of my favorite ways to enjoy it. Let's just do it. So I'm starting this off with some mushrooms. I got three types of mushrooms here. I got king oyster, some white mushrooms, and some rehydrated shiitake, which I'm just going to mince. That's about 400 grams. And to that, I'm going to add some cloves of garlic. So I got about 4 cloves of garlic minced, as well as a piece of ginger, which I'm just going to mince as well. And then about 3 or 4 stalks of scallions. Now I got 200 grams of tofu here, which I'm just going to cube up. Very easy to do. And then I'm just going to prep this tofu a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a wok full of water with some salt, about a teaspoon of salt, and then put in the tofu. I'm going to turn on the heat, and when it starts to bubble, I'm just going to take that off and I'm going to strain it and then set it into a bowl of cold water and set it aside. So I got a wok here on medium heat with a couple tablespoons of oil, and to that I'm just going to add all of those aromatics that we chopped up earlier, and I'm just going to get them nice and fragrant here. And when that is done, I'm just going to add all of those minced mushrooms that we made. So we're just going to go cook those down really well, add some salt to draw some of the moisture out, and when we get that cooked down a little bit, I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of doubanjiang. So I'm going to stir that all together and wait till all of those flavors get incorporated and mix everything together. I'm going to cook that down just a little bit more until I'm going to add some stock. And for stock here, I got about 400 milliliters of veggie stock that I used with some of the water from the shiitakes that I rehydrated earlier. So we're going to cook that down. We're going to simmer it for about 5 minutes, and then we're going to season it. And to season, I got some salt. I got about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce and about 2 teaspoons of sugar. And then I'm just going to stir everything together and I'm just going to let it simmer. Okay, so I got my sauce and it's pretty much ready. So I'm going to divide it into 2 parts because we're going to make 2 dishes out of this. So I'm going to set the half of this sauce aside, and then with the original half, I'm going to be making the Mapo Tofu. So I got the tofu here, got it strained, and I'm just going to put it back into the sauce. And then I'm going to stir it around very carefully as not to break anything. And then when that's all stirred together, I'm just going to give it a little simmer together. So I'm going to pop a cover on, let it simmer for about 5 minutes. So we're revisiting our sauce here, the little sauce, and I got some gluten puffs here. So I got 8 of them. I poked holes in them. I put them into the sauce, and then I'm going to slap a lid on. Give it a quick stir. And those are just going to deflate and become meaty. Back to our Mapo Tofu. It's looking really good right now. I'm just going to give it a little careful stir here before I add some cornstarch slurry. And that's just going to thicken our sauce up as we finish it off. So this is pretty much done. So back to our gluten balls here. I'm just going to give them a little bit of help here by squishing them down. And then I'm going to add a touch more liquid just to get things going so it simmers down faster. So after that, I'm just going to slap a lid on that. And then I'm just going to let that simmer and let it do its own thing. Now I have a hot little skillet here that I'm going to add some Szechuan peppercorns to. I've got about a tablespoon or so here. And I'm just going to let them toast until they become fragrant. And when they do, I'm going to pop them into a mortar and pestle or a spice grinder if you have it, and then just grind them up. And then I'm going to set those aside. Once that's done, I'm ready to plate up. So I'm going to get my rice here, some fresh rice, and then I'm going to put our Mapo Tofu right on top. Finish off with some cilantro, and look at that. I already know this tastes awesome. It's very delicious, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going on here with these noodles. So I got some knife cut noodles here, and just popping them into a pot. And then from there, I'm just going to toss them around a little bit before I add some of the sauce. So the sauce here had a chance to simmer down. A little bit more of the liquid than I'd liked had boiled away, but that's fine because we have this beautiful and wonderful flavorful mince and the gluten here, which looks good. I took some scissors to it just to cut the pieces up into bite-sized pieces. So I'm just going to mix everything up with some tongs here. And when that is all done, I'm going to add that Szechuan peppercorn to add as little or as much mala as you like. And then I'm going to finish with the green, fresh cilantro, stir everything together, and then I'm going to plate it up. And when I plate it up, I'm just going to mix it all together one more time, and everything is looking beautiful. And let's give it a try. Okay, so we have our noodles here. Let's take a look. Ooh, you want to see that pull? There we go. Delicious. We got a nice meaty noodle here. We got enough mala going on. I mean, we can add more if you want to. You can actually add as much doubanjiang too if you want. But here, look at that. Check it out, eh? You have a nice and coated. Wonderful. So there you have it. That's one recipe, 2 ways to use that. And I mean, if you wanted to get that a little more saucy, you could add more stock, make it more of a gravy, which would be really good. And then you could use it on so many other things. You know, you could put it on crispy tofu. You could also put it on like tots. You can put it as a gravy for fries, whatever you want. Really, the possibilities are endless. But that's it. I showed you how to do it. I hope you take it home and make it yours. And let me know if you try it at home. Let me know, share your pictures, share your messages with me, and comment down below what you'd like to see next time, okay? So that's it from me. Plant-based up in here. Catch you on the next one. Peace.